bacillus, because it can eat the milk, it's going to be like, there's tons of food in here. What are you guys complaining about? And the lactobacillus is going to become the dominant microorganism in my solution during step 2. Yes?
So would you simplify that really? So what are we doing with that step? Because I've taken notes.
Okay, so step 1, we're catching out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2 is we're isolating and concentrating lactobacillus. Okay, so after we've done that, what's going to happen is this milk is going to separate. The curds are going to come up to the top, like this picture. The whey is going to be at the bottom. What we want to do is just keep the whey. We want to get rid of the fat and the curds, feed those to the animals ourselves, and just keep the whey. Then step 3 is the important part, and this is the part where if we send this one around and taste it, this one does not quite have enough sugar into it, and you'll notice it's a different flavor. And if anyone's bold, I'm not going to make everyone drink this, but if you want to, you can drink it. It's safe for you, but you'll taste a distinct difference in it. And this is one of the important things when you're learning the natural farming, is to see it made correctly, because it's very easy to think you've made it and there's, a little bit on or off, but that's going to make a difference later on in its effectiveness. So add equal parts of sugar. You tasted how sugary that was. Why that sugary? Because sugar loves water. And all the excess water that's going to be in this liquid here, you see this liquid? There's water in there. The sugar is going to tie up that liquid, and it's going to bind with it so that every drop of water in there is bound with sugar. And if you go to taste it, did anyone taste how it kind of maybe chapped out your tongue a little bit when you tasted it? It's pulling water out of your tongue. And the same way that we can't, if you continue to drink that, you would get so thirsty. It's the same thing that happens with these microorganisms. When we put that much sugar in there, they eat a bite of stuff and they're like, oh, I'm so thirsty. I'm just going to sit down here for a minute. And they just hibernate in there because they're so thirsty that all the water is bound up with all that sugar that then they can't live and they just go to sleep. If they continue to live in here, it'll continue to ferment and you'll get more and more vinegar. And if then you go to taste it, it'll taste like vinegar. Everyone's familiar with the taste of vinegar?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's good, but it's not good in this product because it's continuing to break down things that you don't want to have happen. You want to have it, lacto in there and freeze it at that point. Half down.
Let's just open one. I don't know.
Yeah, just that, and then
How many have made
we'll do the.
You keep them? Yeah, you gotta keep it. But the jar belongs to the collector. So it's empty.
Yeah, bring it back, and then we'll keep fermenting.
Yeah, you're plugged in for ID.
That's a good investment.
What does everybody get one?
So what we'll do is we'll put.
You guys made the money.
We'll put 2 inoculants.
Do we get one? Like, we get one
2
whole jar.
inoculants in 2 jars. That way you guys can keep one, they can take one.
Okay.
And then we'll do the milk in this.
I'm ready
2 other
to
jars and
Wait,
the
let me
milk
go
part
get my
with
favorite.
this inoculant.
You're so cute, Raven.
So we just need 4 jars right now.
Okay.
And we'll do the first part. So step 1, here's a minor detail. You want me to read it before we begin?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so step 1 is put the rice, we measured it out before, so just bear with me right now. We'll get the measurements after this. So step 1 is put the rice in the bowl, add the fresh water. Then with your hands, stir the water until it becomes milky. After it's milky, pour those liquids into another container. Then stop there and wait 2 days. After that, come back. And congratulations, you've collected lacto out of the air. Move on to step 2.
How long does it take to get the lacto out of the air?
2 days.
2 days.
Right,
That's what you set up on top of our refrigerator? Okay.
Yeah, you want to get it after 2 days before the biofilms start to grow on the top. Because once the biofilms are there, then it's something other than lacto being the dominant bacteria.
Okay.
So when the red and the blue come up, it's too late.
With the red.
Does that signify it's an aerobic culture? That it's floating on the top?
It would be kind of anaerobic, but it's not necessarily relevant here. Okay, so you guys good with that? You think you can follow that? And the materials list is right here. We used 4 cups of white rice, but in this case, let's just fill the pan up with rice until it's about that high up with rice, this pan.
Okay. Just put it with the hands.
Yeah. Just put your hand in there.
So we're just doing step 1 for today?
No, we're gonna do all the steps here. Okay.
Well, if you send it to me, then I can send it out to everybody.
Okay.
Well, or everyone can type their email on a thing.
That's good
And
too.
the other thing I'd like to do is do a group picture.
Just
Get
one
people's
more.
email and get a group picture because I've been trying to like.
It's done. We're done. Look, the seeds all the way up. Yeah, I think it's done.
Yeah.
It's good.
Which one of you over here?
Chill butt over here, bro.
Okay, now on here the recipe says to add 4 cups of rice and 4 cups of water. But you guys see that 4 cups and 4 cups? They're the same, right? So if we have this much rice in here, how much water should we add?
Same.
Pretty much, right? So let's just cover the rice with water.
And then mix it.
Yep.
That's a lot of rice.
Here, get the hose, babe. Get the pan over here.
The whole? Are we going to do this in a faster way?
No, so you want to bring the rice over there and fill it up to the right level?
Dad, do you think we're going to do this like all this today? Just like in fast?
Well, we just see what happens, bro.
Yeah, we can.
Live the adventure.
It takes a couple days to do this, but I'm going to send you guys homework with the thing that you leave it out.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Big person. Where? Go.
Turn the water on. I got it.
You got it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's all milky already.
That's the starch.
And I use his manure for dirt.
Now we
Okay,
mix it.
this will enhance his manure for dirt. And does it ever get a little sticky?
Wait a minute.
Never?
No.
Okay.
He's really healthy.
Cool. Dump it
Well,
or
this will help it just,
Enhance it.
It's that won't fit.
I think the bag will fit.
Oh, now let's make it.
I use it for my tomatoes and bananas.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you just mix it.
So yeah,
Okay, you
stir it
guys did
around
that,
with your
so
hands.
let's
Stir it
do
around with your hands.
Yes. Can I
That's
stir
it,
it?
everybody. Everybody stir it.
You see how it's milky? You see that
Feels like
milky
stew
water?
or something.
Right?
Can
I
I
don't feel
stir
it.
it?
Yeah, everybody gets to stir.
I'm handing, girl.
Everybody gets to stir.
This is
Hard
how
way.
mommy
Do
does
it,
it
do
when
it.
she makes us right.
Sure, the ducks will clean up after us, right?
Yeah, that's why we have them. I'm like, throw it outside.
She reminds me of my little sisters.
Except your little sister.
Except my little sisters are blonde.
It's an earthquake.
And
Stop.
That's how bitter.
Tastes like honey.
It's already snowing someplace.
I know, it's cold.
Mister.
Benny, Benny, Benny.
Okay, now we gotta mix it.
Now you gotta mix it. Whoop, careful. Don't spill too much. Perfect. Alright, good.
Seriously doubt it. It does because
What is that?
You take the lid off.
sour, yeah.
Can I try?
Sure.
I like
Can
that
I
one
try?
better.
Yep.
It's lacking.
You did already. You want to do it?
It tastes nasty.
Don't spill, don't spill, don't spill. Alright, good job.
So that's the medicine.
But what is that? It burns my mouth.
He's a ginger.
That's some good stuff.
So
right
wait,
there.
is
What
that,
is it?
Can I try?
is that the medicine stuff?
What is it?
Can I
What
try?
is that?
Uncle
I would
Charlie.
like to know what that is.
Oriental herbal nutrients.
Straight up.
Garlic, ginger, cinnamon, licorice, angelica.
Yes, your mom?
Not me. I can't do
Can
cinnamon.
I try?
Guess your mom first.
It smells like booze.
Throwing that by parent.
Mom,
Yes.
can I try?
Try what?
Holy, oh my god.
Okay, we need more rice.
Oh yeah,
Next
sorry.
starts to get on fire.
You won't die.
It helps you digest.
Okay, one more time.
I taste garlic.
Drink it, drink it,
Well,
drink it.
it tastes.
Have some.
Where's the rice?
The rice is in this bucket.
Make it better.
Yes.
Oh god.
I can.
And this is one of the primary components of EM1 in plants. Why use EM1? Why use lactobacillus on your plant? I like to describe it as an emergency worker. So that means when plants are first emerging out of the ground, you know, the emergence, they're coming out, great time for lacto. It'll double your first dicotyledon leaves. So the first leaves that come out of the seed will be twice the size by spraying this into your soil, seed soaking your seeds with this stuff.
And it doesn't affect the germination cycle at all?
No,
It helps it?
helps it.
It's so cool.
Isn't that
Yeah.
cool? Your dad would love it.
So what you're spraying though is the diluted solution, the 1 to 1,000.
I'll get into the uses after this. I'm going to
Okay,
describe
fine.
the attributes and then the uses. And so it also increases the vitality and resilience of the micro and macro flora and fauna. So that's kind of a lot of wordy way of saying that it's just going to make everything healthier. More diversity, more beneficials, more health, and lactobacillus is a great facilitator of those conditions. Or later that afternoon, depending on when you also, one of the most fabulous things about this is it can eliminate odor and animal waste and sanitation problems. With just a simple dilution, which I'll get into in the use section, you can go into your animal pen that's foul as ever, spray it down, and now you can at least breathe fresh air. There's a bleach surface, a bad microbe lands on it, immediately starts colonizing because there's nothing there to defend it.
Clean slate.
A lactobacillus type sanitized situation has lots of lactose, so if bad germ lands there, all the good lacto just eats it up, and it's like, oh, sorry, bud, it just eats it, and it has no time to propagate. So it's a different mentality, on sanitation. Pack it with beneficials, no room for harmful.
I know that's not the part we're on, but if I want my kids to wipe down the counters and stuff.
So let's get to that right here. So say I want to use this for human health, human attributes. What can it do for me? So it can do laundry soap, countertop sanitizer, dish soap, body odor controller, etc. That this eats up those same microbes, and by coating the surface, and especially since we put that ample sugar in there, so it has lacto and a little bit of food with them. So they're gonna, it's like sending them out with their lunchbox. They're gonna be there. They got the little snack. They're gonna be into your surface. It's at such fine dilutions that it doesn't attract ants, but it's enough to feed the lactobacillus. If you're getting ants and it's sticky, dilute more. You're not at the right dilution. I put it directly into my laundry soap. I put about a tablespoon of it in with each load. My clothes come out smelling really cool. Doesn't quite have the stain removing power or have the stain generating power. Either one, but and we have a lot less labor if we go with this method as opposed to coming in, bleaching, spraying down your pig pen each morning. I go out and I spray with lacto only when it smells. Way less labor. And so instead of fighting it, trying to keep all that biology away, I just invite the good guys in and say, hey, what do you guys have? And it enables us to sanitize without massacring nature and being degenerative to things.
Wait, when you get to it.
I don't even know where the lid is.
There might be a little bit of shred.
Now, what did you want? Your spray thingy? Your spray bottle?
Yeah, my spray bottle. You know what? I'll get the spray bottle. You deal with the rice. I'm not doing it.
Rice thing.
Man, when it turned 6, I was like, that's it. You can bring me beer now.
And open it.
No, she's not allowed to open it. No, she opened it the other day, and I was like, don't ever open my beer again.
It was 12 years old.
I can do really cool beer.
Is that ours?
You're going to carry this one?
I did accidentally make some cool
If
alcohol.
anybody wants
Yeah,
this,
no, let's
email
careful.
it to you.
Oh, you're going to carry this
Yes, okay, do it.
Hi, Bob.
With hot pepper.
Okay, vamos.
It's actually a pretty good beer. She had really good beer.
Okay, thank you very much.